And you know what? It wouldn't be a New York event if we didn't start out on bluefin zones.
Oh,
That's how
boy.
we gotta open it up here.
Bluefin zones.
That's how
Truly
we
a
do
map.
it in
Truly
the
a map
city.
of all time.
It truly is our map, and everybody likes to make fun of it. And honestly, so did we. And now I think it's a little like, I'm like, no, that's like my baby brother we're making fun of. I have to defend him now.
I get it. I get it. I was a hater at first, but I've come around since I
Now-
switched to Explo. So
Yeah, now that we've also had you practice on it, you're like, oh yeah, okay.
I
bluefin
understand
zones.
the hype now.
I see you. It's a funny little guy.
So it's just great, and you know, not many zones move. It's one of the only moving zones. So
It's a fun one, and honestly, it's like everybody kind of has to go in towards mid. So I think we're gonna see some skirmishes. I don't know if it's picking up on the mics here, but the KNICKS and 5 are doing the classic chant for the KNICKS that became such a meme this summer. Loading in our very first round of Gridlock 2026, starting on bluefin zones. KNICKS and 5 in the yellow, Cat Force Storm in the blue-purple.
see immediately, both that Luna and that Brush have Ninja Swim. It's gonna help them try to sneak around a little bit more, and especially having that spot with so much pain, it's gonna help them keep the map going. But I say that the zone immediately goes to KNICKS and 5, just holding that space, holding that pain. No one really going down yet, but as I say that, three players go down. So you see those strikes coming in to try and put the gun in. Cat Force Storm gets a wipeout on KNICKS and 5.
KNICKS in 5 did get wiped out there. They're going to start taking some space here. Cat Force Storm does have that solidly in their hands. They don't have a whole lot of range here. So I'm not surprised we see Solus sort of sharking here, waiting for people to come to the zone. Westy can get some nice shots. Solus making sure to cancel that re-slider. That is not going to do anything for the zone that is still in control of Cat Force Storm.
Continuing to take down, already down to 60 points. KNICKS and 5 just having some trouble moving in on this zone with that Luna Blaster just kind of guarding those sliders as it does invest. So they do get one special ready. Those strikes are back online for Cat Force Storm, ready to help delay, but we see that Re-Slider coming in, does get the flip on the zone. The strikes coming out, trying to neutral, not quite, as 3 now go down on a wipeout on Cat Force Storm, and KNICKS and 5 are going to immediately rush up to their opponent's base.
Rennie's Dread Slider, Dread Ringer with the slider, is going to have a nice weapon for being able to hold this area. Of course, the Zuka coming out from that tent, going to start pressuring them. Cactus able to get a pick there, getting that really key splat here. But the specials are online for Cat Force Storm. They're going to start using that wave breaking here. We might see a triple entry coming out right now. Zone is going to flip over to KNICKS and 5 in just a few seconds, but they do lose Rennie there. Doesn't matter because they've got the lead, but the hammer is coming out from Cat Force Storm along with the Kraken chasing them away. That is going to flip back to Cat Force Storm, but they do have about 40 penalty points they have to take through first.
We do see KNICKS and 5 going 3 down once again. Cat Force Storm having that player advantage. Going to try to take it a little bit slower this time, not immediately moving up, getting some of that pain down, which is good for those weapons that need that jump. You see that tent dropping already, going to the zone, and that Luna going down is going to have the zone almost, but not quite. The straight coming out, the slider as well. Absolute chaos happening here in this zone. Still neutral somehow. Not quite sure how that's going on. Finally flipping back to Cat Force Storm. They have just 10 penalty points left. They might be able to get that lead back. That 10's coming in with the paint, and the zone does flip back to KNICKS and 5, giving Cat Force Storm another 40 penalty points.
Yeah, and at this point, both teams have, a decent amount of penalty points. KNICKS and 5 is in the lead. We're going into the final 2 minutes of this game, unless it gets knocked out early. But at this point, KNICKS and 5, you want to make sure that you're at least able to have specials online and people online and available to be able to stall out that zone, because Cat Force Storm is going to start taking his penalty points. The slider's going to come on, but it just can't get enough paint onto that zone anymore after the changes. Right, and we're almost through the penalty points. I know that it's close to flipping back again, but it is looking awfully yellow.
And it does flip back to KNICKS and 5, which means that Cat Force Storm will have another 30 penalty points. Hopefully they'll be able to move through it this time, but they are 2 down at the moment as KNICKS and 5 continue to get this goal, moving up into their base with that 10 shield and a Zuko ready. Like, they're going to use it. It's online, but ooh, that physics is a bit of a problem with the suction bomb as well coming out. 2 down now, 1 on each side. And so the strikes are coming out, trying to get that zone flip before those penalty points come through. We do see it neutral, and they are able to get that flip, but there's no more points for KNICKS and 5.
Oh my goodness, they need to hold this. Cat Forest Storm. They have 1 minute. They've got to hold 27 seconds, now 31 seconds to even start kicking down below to 25. They really want to make sure that they play for a sustained hold here. But that's been tough in this game. It feels like it's been flipping back and forth constantly.
It's very even, very back and forth. But KNICKS and 5 just having that lead means they're able to get that hold and just kind of stall. They don't really need to worry too much about it. They are about to start getting some points right about now as the zone starts ticking down. One player is down with 52. We see a slider ready, comes on out. Does not find anyone just yet, but that zone's still ticking down. Only about 10 ticks left as the Brush rushing into the zone, trying to get some paint. Getting the crack, and unfortunately not much paint getting done. And you see the strikes coming out, but does not flip the zone, which means the first game will be going to KNICKS and 5.
And we even saw one of those strikes go straight into the water.
Such is the reality of bluefin zones.
Sometimes you get bluefin, sometimes your strike gets bluefin.
It's how it be, it's how it be.
A very back and forth game for our first game here. These are best of 5s. So a lot of games coming out for, really every stage of this tournament.
Oh yeah.
So, we got none of those quick best of 3s. We got some, best of 5s, minimum of 3 games played per round.
For this next game, we're seeing a bit of an oddball. Once again, Clamplets on ship-shaped cargo. What do you think of this, Rose?
I would like to know who responsible at Metro Inc. put this in. Because you know what? I have more words for some of the other ones. For a different one we'll see in round 2, so next time. But
No, I know.
Oh,
I know.
Oh, yeah, we were like, really? That's a secret for later. But ship-shaped Clamblitz is, it's a weird one. It's like, you do have 2 areas. You have 2 paths you can take to get to the basket, but they're not that separated. One is over some grates, and one is up some awkward steps. I know when I've played in solo, Rennie here over on the left for KNICKS and 5 playing Dread, I frequently like to play Dread on this map, like things, I think also the Luna poking around corners and whatnot, like a lot of AoE stuff I think is surprisingly really powerful on ship shape.
Yeah, it makes sense, just especially with all the ledges, just being able to be underneath, get those pokes out, and not really being able to see yourself is a very powerful weapon. But I also want to point out that that tent shield is going to be really important, especially if they want to try to move across those grids. That's really going to help them get in, so I'll be interested to see how they decide to play this out on the side of KNICKS and 5.
Yeah, really, if Swish wants to push forward with that tent, that's really the path to go, because the shield's not going to go up the steps.
No, unfortunately, it does not have any verticality.
It does not
whatsoever.
It does not have legs.
No legs.
Cannot jump.
Maybe in Splatoon 4, the tent shield grows legs.
Oh, you know what? I think the tent mains might love that. I wouldn't.
I would hate that.
I would hate that so much. Oh man, is there anything over on Cat Forest Storm other than we've got the Luna that I think could play to some strength really well here? Maybe the Brush as well?
Definitely can just get in behind, technically we said 2, but there is technically a third secret option. If you want to run straight through that street, those 2 stacks where the steps are, just go in between. You could have a Brush just go through there, cause some mayhem, give their teammates the time to move in, get some clams. Definitely be interesting to see, because obviously with the more aggressive comp, the Ninja Squid, the Luna, the Brush, and just the fast-paced Splatling and Shooter to move in, they're going to want to be a little bit faster than KNICKS and 5, who's got a bit of a more stally comp. So it'll be interesting to see how those 2 play here on Clamblitz, which is a bit of a faster mode than Splat Zones. Obviously Splat Zone normally doesn't move, Bluefin being the exception. But yeah, when you have to go to the opponent's base, it's definitely interesting to see how those different comps are going to change up a little bit.
Yeah, because Zones is interesting, because it's it is the mode where we get the most frequent knockouts. Much rarer in Clamblitz, but I feel like Clamblitz is very much like the momentum switch. There's a reason why it's called Clamblitz.
Yeah.
Like things change in half a second, where all of a sudden it's like we need to move forward right now. And sometimes the faster comps are, manage to do that very, very well. Where as soon as they get a couple splats in, they've got an advantage over a number of people in the field, and they've got the resources up for their specials. They can just charge in. If they're still playing that. Neo Splash, they'll have some strikes to throw around the basket that could be helpful for them.
It would also be interesting to see a Crab. A Crab would not be a bad option either, just having that, AoE, though it did get a little bit nerfed in this last patch, that a splasher shot, just getting those onto the plat, keep momentum, just keeping the opponents back a little bit just so their teammates can move in. It'll be definitely another good pick for them, but as we see, all shooters, anything could come out for them. It's a real gamble, real mystery.
Yeah, shooters are such a flexible class.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Spring is going to be staying more on like the short to mid-range shooters, nothing like a Jet Squelcher.
You never know, though.
But yeah, I don't know. I never know.
Back is not a bad weapon now. Back is a great special, especially for Rainmaker, but not yet. We're still on Clamblitz.
It's true. And he's also got that triple splashdown on the third kit. It's got some pretty nice options. So I feel like who knows what we're gonna get from Spring. We'll know soon enough when they end up loading into game 2 of round 1. You know what, I do wonder if Cactus is going to stay on that 52, because for anybody who's watched a lot of Cactus over the years at Metro Inc. events, Cactus has historically mostly played V-Shot. And I know more recently, like, has started putting in more time into the 52 gal. And it might just be like the 52 gal is the one that ends up feels really good with this comp. He might end up staying with that, but I'll be interested to see if he ends up switching it up for any like specific maps or anything like that.
It'll definitely be interesting to see, because it's always fun when people have more than one weapon to play with. We are now loading into this game. It'll be a fun match to watch for sure. Let's see, we've got, looks like the same comp for Nyx and 5, but except that looks like a clam shot coming out.
Yes.
Interesting.
We've got a different, not the V shot from Cactus, but we've got the one with Kraken we were talking about, but same comp. We've got Joker on that ink rush over for Cat 4 Storm. So yeah, we might see some very speedy rush plays coming out from Jokera here.
Rush is always fun. You just get under the basket, get those jumps in with those clams, get out. Very interesting. We do see that Ted already in the opponent's side there flat, as that Dread is able to come in and finish up another player with that Kraken coming out. Just trying to find more, but not quite able to do it yet, but we have the 10 already, 30 seconds into the game, straight a clam, moving in, only one shot. We see the Zuka coming out, finding one pick, not quite able to get the second, but those clams are now coming in with those spawns coming right about now. The 10 finding another spot with Cat Force on being 2 down, trying to find these picks, but not quite able to just yet.
Wishes 10, I do see in the first minute, I think has stolen the show here. Rennie only using that slider just to keep them in their spawn for now is going to trade their life for that. But, you know, still getting 2 down on Cat 4 Storm. We're already down to 32 remaining.
Look at the clam economy, the pit in shambles as the basket does now close, but being down to 30 in the first minute is quite a great push for Nyx and 5. So now they really just have to play that hard defense. So we'll see what they decide to do, as Cat 4 Storm is now able to take their court area back, but does go 1 down, as the Nyx and 5 have another claim ready for a push, but not quite deciding to move in yet as they find another power claim. Oh my goodness.
You know what? They've been playing the stock market, and they're winning big here. They got a lot of clams. They could throw this in. Cactus getting a really nice splat with the second nice splat between the Kraken and the splatter shot with the burst bomb. It's going to get taken out by Soulless, though, in the end. They did end up breaking the basket. They get that next power claim in there, down to 26. That is going to be a dead push for now, but in 2 minutes, I think they've just been dominating this.
They have. It's really been that stall heavy, but I say stall heavy, but they move in fast. So it's interesting to see just how fast they're able to move, even with having what some would say the slower comp. We see one down once again uncapped from the strength coming out, trying to find some space. Not able to quite get it with that crush. Trying to move up, does find that one pick, but not before the Luna goes down on the opponent's side, and that claim does break, which means that poor Storm is going to have to grab their kitties and try to get more space. But Nyx and 5 is just taking a hold of their court and not letting go.
That is going to be a splat coming out from Westy. That is the thing about the Snipe Rider. If you actually hit your shots, like this thing is not necessarily a paint bot. It is really good at getting those splats in. At this point, things look dire for Cat 4 Storm. They're having a really hard time getting it, but they've got 2 really important picks now. Cactus is going to chase them down. Jokera gets another pick. Knows, you know, Cactus can't get through those crates right now. Does get taken out by in the end, though, by that tent. That is still going to be going nowhere, but at least that bought a little bit of time for Cat 4 Storm, but I don't know. They might need more than this time.
Definitely looks like they're going to need a few more times. Looks like only that splash has claimed right now. Her setting not quite enough for a power yet, as Nyx and 5 once again taking a hold of the opponent's court. It's not really letting them move in and out, but now the first pair comes in and finds that pull flat on the Dread. Now trying to find that power climb that tent is holding. Not able to quite get around and does go down.
Yeah, Cat 4 Storm, which has been getting decimated here. We've got 2 power clams ready to be thrown in by KNICKS at 5. That is not going to be enough to end the game, but it will be close.
It'll be
Very close. They need 2 more.
Oh boy.
2 more little clams. They don't have any. They have 1 in hand right now. They can throw in right now. They need 1 more.
The desperate scramble. Desperate scramble to find the clam. They have it.
Will they come in? They do. Swish getting that. Swish into the basket just in time to knock that out. KNICKS in 5 is up 2-0.
What a game. Definitely, dude, just seeing in the first 30 seconds already having a power clam, and it was just like, wow, you don't really see that normally, but I guess that's ship clams.
Yeah, you know, it is actually a pretty tight clam blitz map. So it's just like you're constantly fighting and hoarding clams, and then you throw them in.
Yeah, it's very much smaller map than you really think it would be. It feels so long and it looks long, but then you get there and it's just not.
Yeah.
So.
And then you just know. You're like, oh, we're here now. But everybody's going back to school for Game 3 at Inkblot Art Academy for some tower control. Ooh.
Get those splats on the opponents, and especially with the weapons we have now, that 10 shield, able to do a little bit of defense on the tower themselves. We might not see them on the tower. I'd say we'd probably find the pen on the tower would be the most likely one. Normally you have your support or your back line on the tower, unless you're a little special. Sometimes we love those special little games.
Or sometimes you're like, I'm Tower Princess.
Tower Princess, Tower Prince,
Mom
Tower
said
Monarch.
it's my turn to ride the tower.
Yeah, definitely with, I think especially with this hyper-aggressive comp that Cat for Storm is running, if they're able to just get, it looks like Spring, I'd say, or Soft on that tower and just move in and keep a hold on KNICKS in 5, that'd be their way to win. Just having those 2 hyper-aggressive players just going and getting those spots and just letting the Tower Monarch ride through. I love just sometimes when I'm just like sitting there and my team's like, all right, we got you. You got this. We're going to go splat everyone. You could just stay here and get us the points.
Go my front lines.
Go my front lines.
Yeah, I can see, you know, the resources are there for either team here. On paper, you know, you've got that Luna's going to be really, really nice.
Oh, yeah.
Blaster's always nice on tower control. Very nice to poke around the corners of the tower to get whoever is riding on it. There are a lot of ledges on Inkblot that are really nice on a Blaster.
Oh, yeah.
But Swish has been playing that Tent Umbrella Shield so well.
Oh, yeah.
So I think Swish, we saw in that previous game, especially did a great job of pushing through choke points and also baiting attacks.
Oh, yeah.
Tents play mind games.
They do. It scares me. I'll be able to look at Tent and be like, I'm shaking in my boots. Stay away from me.
Stay away from me. Do not interact. So yeah, even though on paper I'm thinking, okay, the Luna might have a feast here, but when we look at that previous game and how Swish has been playing, you know, really the best defense is a great offense.
Definitely an example last game.
It might be tough. You know, Ghost Rennie's Dreadringer can attack over some stacks pretty nicely. We saw Westy get some really nice shots off of the Sniper Rider. I don't know if they're going to end up staying with that or switch to Leader.
We might see a Leader. Leader's pretty good on tower control.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I guess it depends, you know, does this team really want that cooler? Do they really want a tactical cooler to have for the team to move in quickly, come back in on those, like, basically instant respawns, quick jumps to go, you know, jump away if you're on the attack, be able to jump back to Westy. Yeah. Like, hi, friend, I'm back.
Welcome.
Scary.
Number 1 super jump spot.
So yeah, there are a lot of ways they could play this, but I will be interested to see. This again, these are best of 5s, so Cat 4 Storm has to win this game if they want to try to, you know, force out a game 4 and even a game 5 to do a, you know, a reverse.
Oh yeah, definitely a lot of pressure, but it looks like that first match we watched, very comparable. Sometimes Clams just gets away from you, you know. sometimes it's best to take a breath, to shake off the nerves, move on to the next match. And I think that it's going to be another close game. I believe in these teams.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be good.
And Ship Shape Clams is a weird one.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
not one we practice a whole lot.
Not one you see very often either. I feel like this is like one of the only tournaments I've seen it.
Yeah, you know, Metro Inc. always wants to like tee hee. Both teams about to head on into their third game of round one, our very first match over here at Gridlock 2026. Let's see, we still got that splatter shot with the Kraken coming out, and it looks like it's a lot of the similar stuff.
Very much the same, very much the same. You see Ninja Squid both on that Luna and Brush once again. Just having that typical Splatling build I've seen now, 3 mains of run speed. As we see that shot already going down, first 15 seconds, giving Storm the advantage, but that Luna also going down as that 10 playing a good defense, just back and forth, both teams not really able to get any holds just quite yet, but it looks like Nixon 5 was able to get a little bit more paint on this middle and able to start moving points. 1 point so far.
Ooh.
Now moving up again, just barely avoiding that bomb. And we see 3 people on that left stack.
They are going to start pushing this left side here. Cactus going in real aggressive. We're going to have to see if Cactus is going to stay alive after the Kraken ends. Looks like he does. That is the hard part, going to take off that Splatling. Is still maintaining control right here. Able to get another splat here, dodging the Busy. They are through their first checkpoint on to the second, and it looks like they have a lot of space set up for them to just quickly clear the second checkpoint. The tactical roller came in. People had drains. Rennie came in almost immediately. Solus gets picked off there. This is looking pretty over and done. Nixon 5 moving through.
Oh yeah, we're like hardly over a minute in the game, and they're already almost at that third checkpoint. Having the bats area is definitely important. Getting to that second checkpoint, I think, is one of the hardest things. Already at the third checkpoint. Still quite a good setup as we see that rush going down to Luna, coming out, but finds 2 on that tower. 2 people still, they're just trying to get those points in. Another one going down the wipeout on Nixon 5, which means Storm has another chance to move in, get this paint, and ride the tower back to the middle as we see them trying to get this paint down and get those picks, ready to move up and start a push of their own. We see Luna Blaster coming up those steps, not able to find one, and does go down, but those strikes coming out are going to try to find some spot on the other team. Not finding anyone just yet. That Pen putting some more pressure and a cooler out. We see it bounce off that wall as one goes down on each side.
Yeah, you know, things started out so neutral, and then when Nixon 5 took off, they took off. But Cat Force Storm did, you know, manage to get this out of their side of the map. It's going to start drifting that way. Swish can keep some bombs with that Tent Umbrella Shield paving the way. That hammer not going to find its mark. At this point, Cat Force Storm trying to stabilize. But I think they're just getting pressured so bad. You got, again, the Zuka putting down, and that's 3 down on Cat Force Storm. Cactus says, this is not enough. I am going for the last one here. Last is going to have to jump out. Cactus is firmly in your walls.
Cactus in the walls, the Cactus in my walls, and shaking in my boots. We see them moving this tower up once again, almost already back to that final checkpoint with one special line, that reslider about to come out. We see that on the tower just gets delayed a little bit, and oh no, the ramp making it a little bit hard to climb on the tower, but we do see Rennie get on the tower with that reef slider, which is going to cause the knockout and have Nixon 5 take this first set.
Nixon 5, more like Nix in 3. A quick 3-0 coming out here for round 1. There they are. We had a back and forth game 1, and then games 2 and 3. I think Nixon 5 really got their stride.
They locked in.
They said, all right, we've woken up. We're good. We're all set up. That was our warm-up. We're good now.
Oh, we're good. We're so good. Yeah, great job to both teams. A really great first set to watch. Even if it was a little bit one-sided at the start, I loved watching that first game, just the back and forth. Of course, Bluefin zones, a great one to watch every time. And just amazing back and forth. Even, I just love all these comps, just all the non-traditional, the tent, the brush, Luna. It's great. And we see Miku. We love Miku.
Knicks fan. Knicks fan. Number 1 Knicks fan right here.
Miku is never wrong.
Hatsune Miku. She knew.
She knew.
She knew. She knew they'd get it.
It's the Miku buff.
Along with the return of Glungus.